So before we get into the show this week, our usual, we try to have fun here at WNA, but obviously we would be not doing our job as a wrestling podcast if we didn't discuss the unfortunate news that one of the greatest legends in the history of professional wrestling passed away, Bruno Sammartino. In many ways, Bruno has long been in the discussion as one of the greatest champions in the history of professional wrestling, holding the World Wrestling Federation, or actually the Worldwide Wrestling Federation Championship for 8 years. One of the longest title reigns in the history of professional wrestling. If it wasn't for this man, we probably wouldn't be talking on this mic right now. He was one of the most beloved characters in the history of the business, one of the classiest individuals in the history of the business, and his loss is a pretty major one for professional wrestling. Obviously, he was before our time. Cliff, have you ever seen any Bruno matches or anything like that?
I've only seen a few that were on the WWE Network, but I can't recall any, which is crazy. But I've watched a few, like, just off the black and white joints, but
yeah,
not that comes to mind.
It was a different time. It definitely was not professional wrestling as it is known today. Pretty much the people in the audience still believed it was real.
Mm-hmm.
But he was just this mountain of a man. Somebody who came from very humble beginnings. There's a fantastic documentary now on the WWE Network, just simply titled Bruno, that was released after his passing. And we can kind of get into it a little bit more in a moment, but I feel it is only best now to take a moment and pay our respects to Bruno Sammartino, who unfortunately is no longer with us, but will never be forgotten.
Your feelings at the door, because your boys are back. Whether it's happening in the ring or on the screen, they've got something to say about it. Are you ready? He's Robb English. He's Clifford L. Johnson. They are WNA.
I'm Robb English.
I'm Clifford L. Johnson.
And we are WNA. So yeah, there you go. Starting on a kind of somber note this week, Bruno Sammartino, as we just said moments ago, one of the greatest champions in the history of professional wrestling. Growing up, my knowledge of Bruno Sammartino, I became a wrestling fan very, very young, but I started to get into professional wrestling a little after the first WrestleMania, leading into WrestleMania 2, and Bruno had come back out of retirement to wrestle in the WWF and do commentary, and his son David was in the company. So my knowledge of Bruno as a child was more so like, oh, that's the guy that they keep saying is the living legend. That's a former WWF champion. I didn't really know anything about him until I got older. became more of a student, if you will, of professional wrestling history and kind of discovered who he really was and what he meant to the business. By many accounts, had it not been for Bruno Sammartino and the crowds he would draw, selling out Madison Square Garden 187 times, I believe that's the number. I could be wrong. It might be 137, but I'm pretty sure it's 187. He kind of kept the company afloat when Vince McMahon Sr., was still running the company. Had it not been for him, like I said a moment ago, we probably wouldn't be talking on this microphone. His popularity was so humongous that it was, something that could be relied upon to draw big crowds, and people believed it when Bruno was in the ring. If you watch any of his matches now, you're probably not going to know, think about what's the big deal with this guy? He's just kind of this big barrel chested guy who gets beat up for most of the match. He makes a little bit of a comeback. He gets beat up some more. He comes back some more, gets beat up again. And then when he fires up, the crowd loses his mind and he wins. That's a Bruno match. But the fact is, when he did, everything that he did in the ring, the emotions that he could draw from that, generic style of match was everything. The crowd believed it when Bruno was in the ring. And the guy was a champion for 8 years. I mean, granted, it was a different time back then. People held the belts longer, but 8 years.
That's a long time.
Right. That's crazy.
They should have let Asuka hold the belt for 8 years.
Yeah, I would have liked it. But no, it should not go unsaid what he meant to the business. And like I said, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be sitting here right now, because that company probably would have died. Vince Jr. would have not taken over the company. He wouldn't have ushered in everything that he did with Hulk Hogan, and the company wouldn't still be alive today, which means that I wouldn't still be a fan. You and I probably would have never bonded over wrestling, and we wouldn't be sitting here talking in front of a mic to people that actually seem to enjoy what the fuck we have to say.
Well, I'll be. You think about it in retrospect, and you're like, geez. So basically, Bruno Sammartino is the reason we exist today.
Bruno Sammartino is the reason why we're friends. If it wasn't for
all
Bruno,
the way back then, man.
All the way back then. So let's get back into our usual routine, but we thought
I'm going to interrupt this somber moment like Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar did on Raw.
Ooh, nice. Look at you. Look at you with the segue. You do me proud, son.
Yeah, I was
you do me proud.
We're watching that. It's like, yeah, man, Bruno. And I hear, no. You're like, oh, shit.
Was that your impression of Brock My goodness. Hey, we got we probably got a lot of new listeners this week, Cliff. Did you know that?
Nope, because you handle all the analytics.
I only bring it up because we got a couple people hitting us up on Twitter that discovered the show and reached out to us, and I tweeted back to one of those individuals and said, hey, thanks, for all the kind words, kind of thing. Hey, tell some friends, and tell some enemies if you don't like the show, because then, you fucking hate them. So what does it matter? Maybe they'll like it, or maybe they won't, and it'll be punishment. But yeah, I know we got some new listeners this week, so thank you for listening.
Appreciate y'all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You heard last week's show, which was a return to the darkness.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Yeah, I would like to call that show Robb English, featuring
Uncut.
featuring
Whole lot of Robb with Cliff's reactions.
Yeah, I felt like
And even those reactions, I cut
Robin
you off.
from Howard Stern.
Pretty much. That's kind of what
Oh, Robb, you're so crazy.
I don't usually talk that much.
Really? Could have fucked
What are you
me.
trying to say?
You know what I'm trying to say. You talk too much.
We talked about it last week. It was like a Coke binge.
I don't know what the hell you were doing.
Man. So back to your segue, your masterful segue there of Brock and Paul Heyman. Cliff, I know you've had some not really like bad personal issues this week, all great personal issues, but you've had some personal issues that kind of pulled your focus in time. I believe you didn't get a chance to watch a whole lot of wrestling this week. Did you see all of Raw on Monday?
I did not see all of Raw. I caught glimpses and pieces of it.
Did you see any of SmackDown?
I did see the end of SmackDown.
The end
saw
of SmackDown.
A couple of spots with. I saw the beginning with Miz TV, and then I believe I saw the. Yeah, I saw the main event. And I think there was I saw the women's match with Asuka and Becky Lynch against my Aussie Boos.
Okay, look. I love, you and I have talked about it a lot, almost to the point of creepiness, but I love the IIconics. Okay?
Love.
Peyton
I love them.
Peyton in particular is sweet Jesus. My issue with the IIconics, fantastic on the mic, characters amazing. Billy Kay, not what I would call a great worker. Not even what I would call a good worker. Solid
B minus.
foundation
C+.
is there, but something's lacking, it seems. And I don't know if it's nerves being on the main roster or what, but even thinking back to NXT, I can't think of a whole lot of times where I watched a Billy Kay match and was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Good job. Even Tuesday when Peyton would get in the ring, I was like, okay, the match seems to pick up whenever Peyton gets in there. And when Billy gets in, it's like, all right, Billy, just get your ass beat for
Right.
15 minutes and then tag in Peyton.
Yeah, I think Peyton's Peyton's definitely the Shawn Michaels of that group.
Yeah.
If you want to call it Shawn Michaels.
Yeah, I wouldn't even say Shawn and Marty, man, because Marty couldn't talk to save his life.
Yeah, but he could go.
But Marty was a phenomenal worker. Like him and Shawn were both great in-ring workers.
True.
Marty just had other issues.
Yeah.
Whereas Billy can talk. In a lot of ways, she's almost a better talker than Peyton. But in the ring, not so much. Am I wrong?
No,
No.
for sure. Yeah, I agree.
I do want to point out before we get too deep into the show that we are recording this on a different night than we usually record, and we're recording this pretty late. So the usual editing that is going to be happening with this show may not be happening as much because we're on such a time crunch.
Oh, yeah. It's going to be all getting to the money this week.
Yeah. And we're also
You
discovering
got
that there may be some internet issues right now with either Cliff, myself, or both of us. So there may even be times during the show where I'm going to say something and he's not going to respond, and I might have to repeat myself a couple times before he hears me. So it's all going to be in there, and we apologize.
Yeah, we're just going to pretend. We're going to pretend really well like we can hear each other even when we can't.
Yes. So, all right, we went off on a little tangent there about SmackDown. Let's get back to Raw. Brock and Heyman come out, and Heyman is cutting his usual Heyman promo, and they're talking about what's going to be going down in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, the greatest Royal Rumble. Cliff, did you know that the greatest Royal Rumble is coming?
I did, because they won't let me forget it, because they have to say it a million times per show.
Hey, much like WrestleMania, Cliff, did you know that the greatest Royal Rumble is free for new WWE Network subscribers?
Yeah, and after that, it's only $9.99.
Holy shit.
You even get Backlash in your first month.
Holy
for free.
shit.
Wow.
Holy shit.
Wow.
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 Okay, you know what I was bothered by?
Wait.
Watching this segment,
you were bothered by something again?
Yes.
Oh,
2
my
weeks in a row.
goodness. Wow.
2 weeks in a row. It's back, ladies and gentlemen.
Rob gets bothered by stuff, guys.
Well, look, I actually got a...
Can we
several
rewatch
people-
WrestleMania and you can tell me what you really felt?
Yeah, the era of positive Rob seems to have died. I'm sorry. It's just not happening anymore. I can't lie to the listeners.
It was supposed to be a new day. Power of positivity, Rob, and you have ruined it.
Yeah, can't do that anymore. Bothered by the Raw segment with Brock and Heyman. There wasn't really anything that was said that bothered me. You know what stuck out to me?
Oh.
Did anybody notice that the guy holding the Universal title belt is now the incredible shrinking Lesnar?
You mentioned that to me, and I was watching it, and I'm like, I can't really tell. I mean, he does look a little bit smaller than he did at WrestleMania.
His arms
Yeah.
are a lot smaller.
Yeah.
His neck looked really small. That tank top shirt that he was wearing didn't quite look as Lesnar-ish, if that's a word, on him. Yeah, and his face even looked kind of gaunt. Like, Brock looks like he's on rapid weight loss right now. Which points me to the fact that when he was fighting in UFC, didn't he get popped for steroids?
He did. Yeah.
And WWE put out a press release saying that we do not test part-time employees.
That is correct.
Okay, so all these rumors that Brock might be going back to the UFC, and the last time he was in UFC, he got popped for steroids, which means he got suspended for a year, which means now that he's back in wrestling, that suspension was suspended. And the only way that it starts back up again for him to go back to fighting, which by all accounts is still the plan, he's got to go back into the USADA testing pool, which means some bitch is going to have to cycle off.
All right.
So
Conspiracy theories going on awry here.
I don't think I'm, disparaging anyone because it happened.
True.
So for it to happen, there has to be some smoke to that fire, correct?
True.
So, from what I've read, and again, you're reading it online, rumors are rumors. It's not 100% accurate, I'm sure, but I'm sure there is some truth to what is out there. He did sign a new contract, but apparently it is either A, per date that he works. I heard a rumor that he was getting something obscene like $500,000 a match now. I don't want to believe that. I would tend to think that if he's signing, it's more, he's probably signing for less dates than he did before. I've also heard that he's signed now. It may be a multi-year deal, but it may be something to where he can kind of come and go as he pleases, and they have use of him when they want, but he is going to be going back to UFC.
At some point. Correct.
At some point soon. You got to look at it from this point of view. UFC needs Brock more than Brock needs UFC now.
Yeah, you know what? I haven't watched a UFC pay-per-view in probably since Punk's fight.
Mm-hmm. Well, look at it this way. They lost Ronda Rousey.
Yeah.
John Jones is on suspension.
Again.
Right. And Conor McGregor is fucking crazy.
Yes, very much so.
And he single-handedly ruined their last big show.
True.
Did you see any of that stuff? I know we didn't really talk about it on here.
Throwing the what was that? We threw that whatever into the bus and all that shit.
It was like a dolly or something that he threw into like a bus and like shattered glass, and a bunch of the fighters on there got cut up, and like 4 or 5 different fights got canceled because of Conor.
Yeah, that's crazy. I wonder how much money he had to come out of.
Well, there's still talk that there might be civil suits brought against him by some of these fighters, which means all that money that Conor makes, he's about to come out some of that cash.
Right. All that Floyd Mayweather money.
Yeah. But now there's talk that Floyd's going to go into the octagon with him,
which would be pretty awesome.
But there's talk that Floyd only will go into it fighting him if they basically make the rules more like boxing.
That's stupid.
Like no takedowns.
Dumb.
I want to say it's something like no kicks, but like, God, what was it? It was something ridiculous. Like, I don't want to say 100% was no kicks, but it might have been like no kicks to like, no kicks to the head or. But yeah, like when I read the rules, I'm like, oh, so basically you're just boxing.
Yeah, boxing with no gloves.
You're boxing in a cage.
Yeah, that would be whack if they did that. That'd be super whack.
I want to say it was even something like no submissions or something like that. Like,
so it's just bare knuckle boxing, basically.
It's just boxing with UFC gloves.
Yeah.
God, I can't remember now. Like, clinching's allowed because, it's still grappling, but,
yeah.
Damn, I'd have to look it up now.
Now that would be interesting to see just from that alone. Because, Floyd's, his counter punches is, he punches, counters, grabs to break.
Right.
But if he can't, Conor can still be tagging him while they're in the clinch. So at least that aspect of the game might be worth seeing.
Well, you know what else is worth seeing about that segment on Raw? Oh,
yeah. One day you'll just go into it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Brock is shrinking, And then Roman comes out, and Roman's looking a little light these days. What's going on? Can you tell me? Like, did you see Roman? Did he look a little lighter to you?
He looked like Roman.
No, sir. No.
Yeah, he's just looking a little. He looks cut.
You think maybe it's my eyes playing tricks on me because he wasn't wearing his D'Lo Brown chest protector?
That's probably it. Because Roman's chest isn't really all that big.
All I'm saying is the tank tops weren't working for these gentlemen on Monday. I believe I have more pec definition and I'm fat.
I think you're just seeing what you want to see.
I don't think so at all.
Yeah. Well,
basically what I want
to
see is two dudes cycling off steroids is what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, I'm not one to draw any conclusions until I see some blood tests. So the only person that I could genuinely tell that was off was when Chris Masters came back.
Oh my God.
It was like, yeah.
The masterpiece, Chris Masters.
You were
looking like Scott Steiner Jr. couldn't wipe his own ass. He was so big. And then he disappears for a month or two, and he comes back, and he looks like still cut, but
he
like somebody threw him in a dryer on high heat.
Muscle.
Yeah, like
sure.
he looked small to the point to where didn't Vince on TV say something about like his? No, I believe he said that to Randy.
I think it was Triple H that said something about it.
I know somebody said something to. I think now I'm thinking of Vince talking to Randy Orton because Randy Orton got popped around that same time. There was a bunch of those guys that got popped around the same time. That Signature Pharmacy, supplying them with steroids or something like that. And Randy came back looking a little smaller.
Yeah, he was a little smaller.
I believe
everybody was. But I
Edge,
specifically
Randy.
remember, I think it was Triple H who said it on TV about the incredible shrinking Chris Masters.
Right, yes. But I know Vince said to Randy Orton in a backstage promo that, like, you've been losing weight, your neck looks like a stack of dimes. And I'm thinking, Vince, you just had this dude get popped.
Right.
And you're going to make a comment like that?
Hey.
All right, wellness policy.
It's crazy to see these guys now because, like, when you look at, like, those photos before and then once you knew about the wellness policy and people start getting popped and then you just saw everybody's body changing, it was just like, whoa. Literally everybody. Kennedy, especially Kennedy, especially Christian. Christian came back small as hell. Edge came back much smaller. It was like all these guys who were like really probably almost cruiserweights had put on all this muscle. And it was crazy to see that happening. But anywho,
Kennedy was the one that jumped out to me the most because he was in the midst of that big push.
Yeah.
And he went looking like, pretty swole. And then all of a sudden he came back and he looked like, guy you bump into playing darts at the local bar.
Yeah. I think a lot of those guys never got that they never got that Cena work ethic when it came to working out, and they may have been using a little something. It may not have been like full steroids, but it was some kind of performance enhancing or, muscle enhancing stuff, but everything's illegal nowadays, so.
You know what I think should be illegal? What? Paul Heyman leaving the company.
Yeah. Is that happening?
Because if Brock goes, Paul's gone.
Is Brock staying and Paul not?
No, I said if Brock goes, Paul is gone.
Why won't they just keep them together? Or why don't they let Paul be on full time and manage others like he?
Well, I know they want him to be, but he has other things going on. He's got a reality show coming out soon.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it on the WWE network?
He doesn't want to manage anybody else. Like, he said that he would stick around if he got to manage Roman or Ronda Rousey.
That'd be cool if he managed Roman, I think, at this point. I don't know, maybe shitted on it before, but now that I'm thinking about it,
I mean,
maybe a good idea.
I could see a Paul Heyman managing a Roman Reigns and making it work. Paul Heyman can make it work with just about anybody.
True. Except for maybe Cesaro, for some reason.
Curtis Axel. Yeah, kind of had an issue with that one too. Another thing that jumped out to me watching Raw on Monday. Why is Elias now dressing like he just left a rub and tug down the road with all these kimonos?
I don't know what's going on with that.
My God, he looks like he just left the Happy Ending Hotel every time he comes on stage.
See what you did there.
Yeah, you like that? I'm working on that one.
I don't even think you meant to do that.
What, the Happy Ending Hotel?
Yeah.
Are you a fan of the kimono? Do you own any kimonos?
I do not.
Why not?
Because I'm not 370 pounds.
You don't have to be a sumo wrestler to wear a kimono.
Yeah, you do.
No. Says who?
Says me at this very moment. Oh, wait, no. I had a dumb moment. I'm thinking of a moo-moo.
Yes, you're thinking of a moo-moo. You're thinking of what your grandmother wore, at the family reunion.
A kimono, like lady Japanese wear.
Or men.
Men wear kimonos
Men
too?
wear kimono. Like Elias is wearing kimonos on Raw. That's the whole point.
I didn't see Raw. I didn't see him on Raw this week.
He wore one at God, was it Mania? Like the white and pink like flowers on it, and then like Monday
that was a
like
poncho.
This, bro, it was not a. They were kimonos. He's wearing one now on Raw.
That's a poncho.
Like silky blue kimono. No. A poncho is what you wear to keep the rain off, bro.
You know what?
I'm thinking like a yellow slicker, like with the hood. Maybe Elias should wear that to the ring.
Whatever.
I want to wear a kimono.
I bet you do.
I'm sure there's some of our female listeners right now that are imagining you in a kimono, Cliff.
You know, imagine all day. Get it in.
You want to say something to the ladies out there?
Well, hello, ladies.
It's been a while since you read a bedtime story, too. Work on that.
Yeah, that'll got to be it. We got to reintroduce that segment at some point.
Got to reintroduce AJ, too. It's been a while since AJ's been on the show.
Yeah, because AJ's been getting his his beanbag.
His fucking. Oh my
destroyed.
God. Can we just now officially rename Shinsuke to Shinsuke Cock Nakamura? Because Jesus. All he does now is nutshot to AJ Styles.
Yeah, AJ needs to start wearing a metal protector. A metal cup
protector. There you go, cup. Athletic supporter.
Yeah.
What Aldo Montoya once wore on his face.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
I appreciate the courtesy laugh. Thank you. That was very kind of you.
The Portuguese man of war. Whatever that is.
Your dolphin courtesy laugh that you just gave me there.
Yeah, I just gave you a little Peter Griffin real quick.
Appreciate it. Another thing about Raw that stuck out to me, which I think you and I might fight about because I feel you feel differently. I fucking hate the deleters of worlds.
Bro, what is wrong with you?
I hate it. I hate Bray as a face. I don't like woken Matt Hardy. Whatever WWF is having Matt Hardy do is not working for me.
WWF, really?
WWE.
That's how you feel? You're just going to be disrespectful right now?
I'm not a hipster. Like, I refuse to call them WWE.
I only call it WWF, man.
I think because we're talking about Bruno.
I only use Ring of Honor's names, man.
I think because we're talking about Bruno and WWF.
It's only El Generico and Kevin Steen for me, bro.
That's right. I refuse to call him Owens. Whenever I see Sami Zayn in the ring, I only see him in a mask.
It's Tyler Black, man. He's the Intercontinental Champion, man.
I don't know who the fuck Daniel Bryan is. I like Bryan Danielson.
The Dragon of America.
I don't ever call him Samoa Joe. I call him
Samoa Joe.
You like the Deleters of Worlds?
I do. I like the play on words. It makes me smile.
So you like them for their fucking name?
I do. It's a cool name.
I'll give you credit. Deleters of Worlds is a cool name.
It's a cool name, and and I'm okay with it. I'm always back and forth on the whole woken broken guy.
Woken broken guy,
because when he was in TNA, of course, it was a variation of the character that it is now. They have, they're not able to do full broken, even with the name change, just because of the time. When he was in TNA, he was the main event for months. And so he was able to do all of the crazy stuff with Brother Nero, all the crazy stuff with the, total nonstop deletion and the ultimate deletion and
Tag Team Apocalypto.
Yeah, like all that stuff was Matt Hardy, and he was on our TV, at least in TNA, for the majority of the show. Like, it was about that gimmick. And now that he's in WWE and he's only getting, 5 minutes a night, it's like
Vince's fingerprints are all over it.
Vince's fingerprints is on it, and you can already tell from the commentary from Michael Cole that Vince McMahon absolutely hates this gimmick. He's just like, man, the crowd likes it, so do what you want, pal. But now it's just like it's not the same. Now. Yeah, it's not. It's like, go out there and say delete, get the crowd
and
behind you. Oh, wonderful, and
The only thing that happened on Monday that reminded me a little bit more of Broken Matt was when Victor had him in a headlock, and he did the shoot him off into the ropes, and he ducks, and then Victor does like a cartwheel over him.
Yeah,
and then Matt Hardy jumps to his feet.
The wheel of cart.
The wheel of cart. Wonderful. And then he starts giving
that was wonderful.
Standing ovation.
Deserves an applause.
That reminded me of Broken Matt.
Yeah.
But
I don't know what they're doing with Bray. He's basically just Bray, but now.
But he's happy Bray.
He's happy Bray. So I do kind of like that. I do still kind of like the fact that they've gotten rid of the whole Abigail thing, because he's still technically just Bray Wyatt, and I like the Bray Wyatt character. He still talks in random soliloquies, and it's just this is part of the character. He still talks like he's crazy. He still tells people to run. So nothing's really changed except for the whole Abigail thing. And I like that idea. I like the concept of it.
You were talking about Michael Cole shitting on the broken stuff. It reminded me of something else from Raw. Did you hear the commentary when No Way Jose came out? Or did you not see that?
I saw that, but I think I had it on mute when he came out.
Okay. Part of the reason why I kind of miss, and I might be in the minority here over this, but I don't care.
1%.
I'm 1%. I'm allowed to say this. No, I enjoy Booker T and commentary. I do. Okay. So when I saw that Booker was going to be back out Monday, I was fucking excited because Booker's lost his goddamn mind. And when he's out there on commentary, he basically is now just like, I don't give a shit. You're going to take me off commentary anyways. I'm going to say whatever the fuck I want.
He's absolutely insane.
When No Way Jose came out, he said, wasn't there another guy that used to come out like this with a bunny?
I did not hear that.
So he's referring to Adam Rose, right? And Michael Cole, and you hear Corey Graves laughing, right? Michael Cole goes, No, this is different. This is a conga line. And now he's laughing, right? And Booker goes, but it's a blueprint. It's a script. It's the same thing.
Oh, wow.
And he starts going on and on about all he needs is a party bus.
That's hysterical. I have to go back and watch that.
And then you can tell now that Vince is probably getting pissed because Booker kind of stops talking and Graves tries to like jump in and interject a little bit. And then Michael Cole finally says something to the effect of, Booker T, ladies and gentlemen, one night only. Oh. And he's right.
It definitely is. It's just the Cuban Adam Rose.
Yes, he's Adam Rose without a bunny.
Call him.
He doesn't have rosebuds.
Rose. Right.
He doesn't have rosebuds. He's got conga dancers.
Yeah.
Oh,
I did see.
so
what's the name? Put hands on him though. Baron Corbin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Hashtag moist. And he cut quite a promo. Oh boy, did he ever.
Did he? Ooh.
It was great. Nothing says awesome like a Baron Corbin promo.
Yeah.
Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to go drink some bleach. Because that would
or
be
at least
better.
A Tide Pod.
Ooh, yes. I can be young and hip like today's generation and eat Tide Pods. Because I feel like a lot of times I sound like get off my lawn guy on this show.
Yeah. Because you're 47 years old.
I'm 47 years old. God damn you. Say this every time.
Get off my lawn. You know, back in my day, when we used to watch the WWF, we didn't have these crazy flips and tricks and spots. It was real life wrestling. And we were actually punching and grappling. And we didn't have to go and resort to these crazy spots where people are killing themselves and they're exposing the business. You're turning into Disco Inferno, bro.
Oh, you son of a bitch. No, if I was turned into Disco Inferno, I'd make creepy jokes that sound like, you know. Okay, wait a minute. Maybe I am about to.
I was going to say, wait.
Because another thing that I was really excited to see on Raw, and I didn't really get to see it, was the new arrivals to the Raw women's division.
The new
You know about these new arrivals?
Ooh, the Riot Squad?
these new arrivals are really going to reshape the women's division as we know it.
I have no clue.
And the new arrivals I'm talking about are apparently Alexa Bliss's new boobies.
Wow. Way to take the low road, sir.
Talk is that Alexa Bliss, why she didn't get in the ring, why she didn't take a bump, why she was wearing a baggy t-shirt on Monday, has been put on the shelf for a few weeks due to, quote, cosmetic surgery.
I did notice that in her
recent Twitter posts.
Recent tweet, yeah.
There's been
nice
two of them.
Discussion about that.
We did. You and I had a discussion. I sent him a screenshot. I said, did Alexa get new cans?
And I could not tell, angles and push-ups and things, it all depends. You can kind of hide.
Bra and bikini technology. It's like the $6 million man. They can rebuild you. They can make you bigger, stronger, faster.
Yeah, I did
Tastier.
notice that she didn't get in the ring though. I was like, hey, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay.
So look, it's not judgment.
Not at all.
I'm a fan. And I'm a fan of boobies.
That I am.
Aren't we all? I think there's one thing that men and women can be united in is that we all love boobies.
As a child. And as an adult.
Yes.
For multiple reasons.
I don't know why now the only thing I can think of is the fucking line from This Is the End. When Danny McBride's talking about how he always parties too hard. Even when I was a baby and I'd suck on my mommy's titties, I wouldn't just suck on them. I would, smash them and smack them around and Oh, it's late. Sorry, guys.
It's super late. You may notice that I am not my fully super loud laughy self. And I'll tell you, it's because...
Please tell the story. I want everyone to know why we're recording so late.
Instagram, check my story. You'll see family posts on there. My child decided to... he'll be 2 in June. And he's going through the motions right now of learning himself. And for the last probably week, he's been attempting to climb out of his crib. Now, the last couple days, he would just kind of stick his foot on the top of the crib. And then he'd just say, you know what? Yeah, I'm not about that life. And then he'd fall asleep. Tonight, however... I left him in his room and, put him in the bed and everything was fine. And about 10 minutes later, my girl comes down the stairs and she's like, look at your son. And I look in his monitor and he is literally hanging. His whole left side of his body is literally out of the crib. And so I'm like, okay, he's just gonna do what he's been doing. He'll just lay there for a minute and then he'll realize that, this is dangerous and I'm gonna go back on the inside. But he didn't do any of that. He didn't climb out of the crib. He didn't climb back into the crib. He literally just fell asleep, laying on the top part of his crib.
Crib rail.
Just across the rail.
like a cat that falls asleep on top of your TV.
For sure.
Back in the day. You know, like with the legs
and
hanging
was
off the
out
side.
for the count. I'm talking.
Oh, it was hysterical.
I showed Rob the video on FaceTime, and there's the I got a screen grab from. I'm gonna tweet it actually, just so you guys can see it in a minute. But
Cliff does it all.
Yeah,
if you're
at
not
Cliff
already
does it
following.
all. I'm gonna tweet it, and I'll retweet it from the WNA podcast account. But
Yeah.
he literally just fell asleep on top of his crib rail.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm trying to be a wee bit
Quieter.
quiet so he doesn't wake himself back up. So, yeah.
Okay. Drew McIntyre, Dolph Ziggler.
I'm loving.
Yes.
I didn't
In
think
particular,
because I'm kind of over Dolph Ziggler.
yeah, man. Yeah, me too.
I'm kind of over it, but I'm okay with.
There's still talk that he's gone, that he's leaving.
So what,
Apparently
did he sign a
his-
short-term deal?
No, there was talk was it like a month or two ago that he had signed a new deal, a new
Right.
multi-year deal for like a downside of $1.5 million a year. But he even has been saying in interviews that when that came out, that his dad called him to congratulate him on his new contract. And he was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't sign anything. Like, I'm not, I haven't signed anything. And they're still trying to get him to stick around, but apparently his deal ends in the summer, and there's still talk that he may be gone. And if I was him, I'd be gone too, because you're never going to do anything with me. It's all this stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, to the point to where the crowd, all they know of him now as, like you said, is the guy that loses all the time. We joked about it last week. He calls himself, like he's stealing the fucking show. I haven't seen you steal shit in ages.
You're just stealing my time, brother.
Right. But now this deal with him and Drew McIntyre, I've dug so far.
Yeah, hopefully it reignites a little bit of fire under Dolph, and if not, it only pushes and gets the rub for Drew once they eventually just split. I'd be okay with that too.
Yeah. And Drew's promo on Monday was fucking great.
I did see like the last probably 30 seconds of it when Drew was ranting, and then what's his name? Dolph. Says what he says, we don't steal the show, we are the show.
We are the show, yeah.
And it's just like, didn't
So basically,
the bar?
that's kind of the bar's
We don't
catchphrase.
just steal the show. We are
We
the
are
show.
the show. Okay, great, guys.
It's like, wait.
But no, it works. It works. And his promo where he was like, there's guys in the back that are just happy collecting paychecks, and
Yeah.
I'm the wake-up
I'm the
call
wake-up
for this
call,
roster. I'm like, yes, sir.
Right.
I'm digging this.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah. Speaking of like it, I did text you that I didn't at first, more so jokingly. I'll be very honest. What do you think of Shinsuke Nakamura's new theme song?
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, I was hoping you were going to use catchphrase there.
Nope, not yet. because he's not killing himself while listening.
Okay,
It
gotcha.
has to have negative connotation.
It does. It's true.
Come on, man.
We were talking about steroids a little bit ago. I'm surprised you didn't drop it in there, because that's when you first dropped
I was
it.
trying to weave it, but I couldn't find a sweet spot. But
You know what it
it'll come to
is? You know what it is? It's kind of like when I would use AJ. It's kind of like when I would use Ginger's theme. You can't force it.
You can't.
It's got to come
It has
natural.
to come natural.
So Nakamura's new theme, I texted you when I first heard it. And what did I say? I said something about they changed Nakamura's theme. There's no joy in this world anymore. Because I love Nakamura's theme.
I do.
And I don't love it
I
because
both.
I'm one of those people that wants to sing in the crowd. I just fucking think it's a dope song.
Yeah, it's really awesome. But the remix is really cool. And
Remix is pretty awesome.
Did you post that video of the the subtitles?
Did I? No.
Oh, have you seen it?
No.
Oh, dude, I gotta find it again. I think it must have been on my Facebook feed or something. I thought it was you. I just figured it was. But it was just talking about it basically just had subtitles, and all it just kept referring to is hitting people in the ball.
Nuts.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna tag you in it when we get off. I swear.
Oh, I mean, maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's, we don't know. The guy that's singing is singing in Japanese, so we don't know what he's singing.
Cockknocker.
But he sounds pissed. He sounds pissed.
Oh yeah, he does.
Like one of the more angry Japanese dudes I've ever heard is the singer in Nakamura's song. And maybe he is. Maybe he's talking about, punching everybody in the beanbag. I don't know. Like, Jesus.
It's got to be the only thing.
So, as we said, we're recording late. Things are winding down. I apologize for the abbreviated show, but we really had to cut a bunch of stuff out because we just do not have time this week. But I did want to bring up something that I'm hoping will become something of either a recurring segment on the show or maybe something that we kind of alternate and do an episode like this every other week or two, or maybe a special bonus episode that drops the same week as one of our episodes. Cliff and I have talked on and off about trying to do a watch along episode with the listeners, to where we pick a show on WWE Network or on YouTube or something like that, and we try to sync up with everybody, with a countdown on the show here, to where you can watch along with us as we react to the matches and angles that are happening on the screen. So I tweeted out, yesterday, a request to people that follow us on Twitter at WNA Podcast to give us some of your favorite matches. And when I say favorite matches, I do want to preface by saying that I'm not just looking for great matches. Your favorite match doesn't have to be your favorite just because it's a damn good match.
Just because it's a 5-star match.
Fuck your 5-star. It doesn't have to be your favorite because the work rate was really good, or it could be your favorite because the story that was told was good. It could be your favorite because it was one of the shittiest matches you've ever seen and you love watching it just to laugh.
Right. I like looking at train wrecks and car crashes.
Right. And my goodness, did you guys respond?
Yeah, you did.
Holy shit. I didn't expect the kind of responses that we got. I mean, we're still getting people sending us stuff, and as of right now, I've got a list of almost 40 matches.
Jeez.
We're not doing that all in one episode.
More than making it work, huh?
My goodness. Yeah, I would ask for make it work segments, and I would get like one response. But then again, that was when we had a whole lot less listeners than we do now. But anyways, maybe Make It Work will come back at some point. Who knows? But for now, and I bring this up because in a couple weeks, I'm going on a little bit of a vacation. So we may not have a, quote, new episode that week. So we're talking about Cliff and I maybe putting a little something together like this. And that will be the episode for that week where we just kind of do a watch along with you guys. So I think we want to test it out right now. Just to see if this is something that maybe you guys like or we like or what. But one of the submissions that I got yesterday was something that after I read the descriptions I was given by this follower of ours, I said to myself, you know what? Let's test it out with this match. And by all accounts, this is a match that is a favorite, not because it is a good match, but because, as Cliff said, it's a train wreck.
And who doesn't like looking at a
at Goobs WN, one of the Wrestle Nerds over at the Wrestle Nerds podcast, and I believe he also is a part of the podcast, The Derailers, sent this to us. So I'm going to ask everybody, if you can, bring up YouTube and search Vader and Scott Steiner versus Shawn Summers and Roderick Street. Apparently this match is from a Juggalo Championship Wrestling show. And according to him,
see what we got.
It's a fucking train wreck. And he told me some other stuff, and I'm not going to spoil it for anybody. I want Cliff's honest reaction when we're starting to watch this. So what I'm going to have everybody do is when you find the video, I'm going to have you start the video, but then pause it and roll it back to 000, because when we say go, everybody's going to hit play at the same time. If you're looking for the user that uploaded this video, their name is Hidden Byrags.
Hidden Byrags.
HIDDENBYRAGS. Vader and Scott Steiner versus Shawn Summers and Roderick Street. Cliff, do you have the video up?
I got it up. Pause.
Cliff.
I got it.
Did I lose you?
Nope. I'm right here.
Okay.
I accidentally hit the mute button.
Oh, okay.
I'm sitting here like, wait.
Fucking hell.
I know you can hear me.
All right. Do you have the video up?
I have it up. I do.
Okay. And pause. Go back to 000. I got it at 000 for me.
All right.
And Cliff, when you are ready, count us down from 5. And when he says go, everybody hit play.
All right. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
All right. So, what the fuck is this guy?
What is going on here?
Hello. Hi.
Hey.
Hey.
Okay.
Zooming in on the ass. Hello.
Should I? Well, I don't want to turn my audio up, though.
Yeah, I'm going to turn mine down. I know he said something about the commentary being real good on this, but I worry that if we have the commentary going while we're talking, that could be a little distracting for people watching or listening at the same time. So your commentary is just going to be us, guys.
Damn right.
All right. So we have old girl with the 5 match. Match 5. Excuse me.
Wow.
Pardon me.
5 match.
So, okay, now you and I, we've watched some of the Juggalo Championship stuff. That ain't Gertner. That's just fat guy, generic fat guy in a clown wig.
You sure it's not Gertner?
I'm positive it's not Gertner, although I don't have the sound up. Maybe he's cutting a dirty limerick, you know. Joel, when I'm putting it in deep and I know I'm hurting her, she's going to be screaming for Gertner. That's my own made up Joel Gertner limerick. You like that? Yeah.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Shut your fucking mouth. Hey! Hey! All right. So we got, okay. What the fuck is this?
You can't see
the
me?
dude on the right looks like Ed Roland.
Oh, God, he does.
Former WNA co-host Ed Roland is wrestling for JCW, apparently.
Wow. So
Now,
that's
let
what
me
he's been
rephrase it.
doing.
He looks like Ed Roland circa
97.
like 2005. I won't go that far back because, boy, the red singlet is really flattering on him.
Wow.
He's got the build of the guy pumping your gas. Jesus Christ.
Who let that guy in a ring?
The ref's bigger than him.
I swear I feel like...
And you gotta love the sheen, the baby oil sheen on the partner there in the green pants. Oh, here he comes, ladies and gentlemen.
Papa Pump.
Big Papa Pump, looking so bizarre wearing the Juggalo shirt there. Now,
how long ago was this?
I don't know. This is Bloody Mania 6. So whenever this happened, that's when that was, guys.
Jeez.
Now, look, back in the day, you and I loved Stranglemania.
Oh, yeah.
You know, those two underground tapes that they dropped, Stranglemania 2, those are funny. I have it somewhere. I got to dig it out of my collection. Watch it one of these days.
On VHS?
I think I converted it over to DVD at one point.
Oh, yeah, you were on some crazy converting everything at one point. Did you ever end up doing all your ECW tapes?
No, and I have every episode of Hardcore TV right now on about halfway through converting it, and then I stopped.
Wow.
Oh, there's Vader. I love Vader.
Time.
And if this was, Vader's looking, is he wearing a girdle?
I think so. Because he's got that boy sucked in.
My goodness, like he's got that odd slope to his gut now.
Yeah.
Like to where his gut starts under his tit. And then it just slopes into his pants. And when he was younger, his gut never did that. So damn, Vader. Apparently, according to Bruce Pritchard on Something to Wrestle With, Vader smells.
He looks like he smells.
He always smells like sour milk, apparently.
Yeah, that's
because he's not a fan of washing his gear.
Yeah, that's what happens when you don't wash your ring gear.
And you're fat.
Yeah.
I would never call Vader fat to his face, though.
Oh, never.
So
you wouldn't want to be eaten.
Hey, look at that. Oh, hugs. Hugs.
Did
Vader
you know
hugging.
that Scott Steiner is a current Impact Tag Team Champion with Eli Drake?
I did know that. And Scott Steiner also owns a Shoney's.
He does. It's in Ackworth, Georgia. I have not been there yet. Ackworth is a little bit out of my range, but I do. Oh, did he kill that guy?
He threw a pretty stiff clothesline on him.
Dang it, Rob. See, you're like...
What?
Pause it for like 1 second.
No. Before he even did anything. I'm saying stiff clothesline when he ran at him. What? Oh, he tried.
Back body drop. Oh, nope. Oh, that was a terrible back body drop.
Oh, no.
That was
all right.
Terrible.
Yes. Did somebody just throw him a chair?
Yes, they did.
No.
Jeez. It looked like Vader just slapped blood out of that guy.
Go back.
Is there blood on?
Oh, he's gigging. He's gigging right now.
Oh, I see
He's gigging. Ed's gigging right now.
Would you come on, the guy?
Oh, Vader.
Yeah, He's giving these guys the ham sandwich. Jeez. Oh, and
my
he's
goodness.
taking shots to the head. Dude, do me a favor and pause it for 1 second.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, Vader just tagged back in.
All right, yeah, we're good. Just so we can both be on the...
Oh.
Because I'm technically on the
He's
delay.
lining them up. Oh.
Ooh. Would that be considered a meat hook clothesline?
I don't know. Whenever Vader would do that little chest bump. Oh.
He's killing this kid.
When you throw the clothesline and you see the wrist hook around the jaw.
Are we going to call this match?
I kind of calling it as it's like, okay, Ed's in the ring. Ed's sizing up Vader. Get him, Ed. Oh, that was a he right cross right to the eye.
Straight, yeah. Why would you sign up for this?
Well, you got to pay your dues, son.
I guess.
But if they told me I'm paying my dues to let Vader whip my ass, Scotty's standing out there. Is Scotty tired?
He looks
or
like
he's like, does he got a shit? Like, I don't get it. Oh, okay. Now Scott saw that Vader's given, potatoes, so he's gonna throw some himself. No. Oh! Scotty just killed that kid.
How do you not know how to take an overhead belly to belly?
He dropped him right on his face. And you're supposed to go to your back for non-wrestling fans. That wasn't normal. What is going on? That guy just flipped himself into the ring. Oh my God.
Oh,
now I think Scott's pissed because Ed didn't know how to take the belly to belly. And here these guys are laughing at the death of two young men. The ref's even like, don't do it to me. Oh my God.
Man.
He's gotten all the baby oil beaten off of him.
This is
taking him to the top
terrible.
rope. Oh, don't do it to him too off the top. No. All right, at least that guy took it the right way.
Nice.
Because if he would have went lawn dart down into his face.
Yeah, that would have just been tragic.
Vader is just killing these guys.
Yeah. That's beat.
Jesus.
Beat.
That's like New Japan Vader all of a sudden.
This match should be over.
Ugh. All right, Vader's, what is he going? Choke slam now? All right. Ed, don't get in the ring.
Just stop.
Oh, Scotty's got him. When does Scotty do the flatliner?
I've seen him do that a few times.
All right. Vader, end it, please.
Yeah, this is going to be...
Oh, titties bouncing and everything. Vader, 1, 2, suffocating him in his... All right, match is thankfully over.
And that's it.
I think what we're going to take away from this match is Ed needs to learn how to take an overhead belly to belly.
Definitely.
And they're hugging. See, I like that they just killed these men.
That was just awful.
So, yeah, that was like a assault.
Yeah.
And he's still kicking the guy.
And I still won't watch that New Jack match.
Oh, you won't watch that New Jack video, huh?
I can't do it. I can't bring myself to do it.
Brent at Home Video Hustle, he said that he had seen it before and he showed it to PJ. And PJ doesn't watch wrestling. And yeah, you want to talk about an assault? That's New Jack and a poor guy.
Yeah, that was just bad.
Look at that. I mean, so I don't know how Ed did not get paralyzed. Vader's okay now. All right, see, he is wearing a girdle. Damn it! There's no way. Speaking of Vader, by the way, did you see when Vader supposedly tweeted out a picture of his dick?
No.
Yes.
God, no.
He supposedly thought he was sending this picture to somebody, and he like tweeted it out to everyone.
Oh no.
And it's a picture. Let me paint the picture for you.
I don't want to.
You are watching the video right
Please,
now.
let's not paint this picture.
Vader's laying on his back, camera pointed down at his crank. He's flaccid. He's ginger. And he's wearing Ugg boots.
I can't.
So
I cannot.
because he's a ginger, he's got what I like to call the abnormally pink wiener going.
Oh, disgusting.
And you know, if you ever want to see a world champion's dick, look it up, everybody.
Yeah.
You'll never be able to unsee it again.
Yes, I'm extremely glad that I did not catch that tweet.
I'll send it to you later.
No, thank you.
I'll look it up and screenshot it.
No thanks.
So, okay. So that match, thanks, Goobs. You just allowed us to watch somebody get assaulted. Man, I still don't. Hang on. I'm going to go back and watch that suplex one more time.
That was just nasty.
Because I'm pretty sure that Ed
He landed
died.
like Lita landed when she jumped out of the ring that one match. Ugh.
Had he not turned his head just slightly,
Yeah. That would have been.
and it looks like Steiner said something like, "You stupid motherfucker." Hang on, I'm gonna turn it up.
Huck.
Turn it up here. Ed's getting his ass beat again by Vader. And he tags in Scotty in a second. Ugh. Steiner taking a dump. All right, here we go. One more time. Scotty's getting in. Chop to the chest. And Irish whip into the ropes. Hooks him, going for the overhead belly to belly. Lawn dart. Oh my God. Maybe that's what happened to Ed. Maybe that's why he doesn't answer our calls.
Maybe that's why he blocked us on Facebook.
Maybe. Yeah. If you're listening, Ed, call.
We love you.
Don't let Scott Steiner beat you up. Oh, so that happened. That match happened. It was a train wreck. And hopefully when we do this again, we'll be able to watch some more matches like that or some other matches. Like we've got some suggestions here, Cliff. Let me name off a few for you. We've got Angle versus Shane McMahon, King of the Ring 2001.
Ooh, love it.
Steen versus Generico, Ladder War.
Ooh, love it.
Jericho HBK, WrestleMania 19.
I love it.
Rock versus Triple H Iron Man match, Judgment Day 2000.
Nice.
AJ Styles versus Christopher Daniels versus Samoa Joe, TNA Unbreakable 2005.
Yo, that was one of the best matches ever.
One of my favorite matches, Mankind versus Shawn Michaels at Mind Games.
Nice.
Let's see. Tomohiro Ishii versus Togi Makabe, Wrestle Kingdom 9.
Nice. These are some pretty good matches we got going on here.
Yeah.
Where are the train
That's
wrecks?
just train wrecks. Let's see. Hornswoggle versus El Torito.
WLC.
Yeah. Our boys at A Boar Meets World recommended we watch Hulk Hogan versus Ultimate Warrior, WCW Halloween Havoc.
Oh, no.
They also recommended Big Bubba versus John Tenta, Carson City Silver Dollar match from WCW.
Like, I don't even remember that match.
I'm recommending that we watch the entire December to Dismember paper.
Oh, that was so bad.
That was so bad.
It was so bad.
That's one of my recommendations. Either that or the whole Great American Bash 2004 pay-per-view.
That was so bad, too.
I have some suggestions of matches that I think we should cover on this show, like one of my favorite matches of all time, Rey Mysterio versus Eddie Guerrero, Halloween Havoc 1997.
I just watched that match probably like 6 months ago.
Another one that I'm going to recommend that we watch because I watched it not too long ago and it was fucking great. And I don't think you've ever seen it. Lord Steven Regal versus the Belfast Bruiser, a.k.a. Fit Finlay from WCW Uncensored 96.
Ooh.
Kind of like this one in that they were beating the fuck out of each other.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
Somebody recommended Shane Douglas versus Bam Bam Bigelow, November to Remember 97.
Like that.
Our boys over at the Cretans Guild recommended TLC 2 from WrestleMania 17.
Not that. I thought it was X. It's X7, sir.
X7 17.
X7.
So yeah, we got a whole giant list, and we're still getting more and more. Like Samoa Joe versus Austin Aries, Ring of Honor Final Battle 2004. Good stuff.
What about one of those matches that we were at?
I'm sure I could. Fucking Samoa Joe versus CM Punk.
Yeah,
We were there. Watch the CM Punk documentary.
we were on the DVD,
WWE Network,
boy.
kids. We're there. We're in the shot of that match. You can see WNA.
Please frame it.
Arn Anderson versus Great Muta for the TV title. Nakamura versus Okada, G1 Climax and Block Finals. Ooh, Sabu versus RVD stretcher match. I love that one.
That.
So yeah, we got a lot of good shit, and we'll try to do a whole episode of this if we can. It may drop that week that I'm on vacay, which is, I believe, in like 2 weeks. It all depends on when we can sit down and record it. But yeah, that's unfortunately, that's pretty much all we got for you guys this week.
That's right. Short to the point. Go 10 back to the babies.
Life got a hold of us this week and happened the way it happened. So unfortunately, we couldn't really do a whole lot this week. The show is what the show is. So new listeners, we apologize.
Hey.
It's not a normal
Don't
show.
say we. I don't apologize for nothing.
Why?
Because we give them what they pay for.
It is free. It is free. So
JK. We love you guys. We just,
Yes.
we're humans. This is almost a
Life
year.
happens.
Hey, we were going on almost a year, man.
technically, if you want to be a stickler by the calendar, this is our 1 year anniversary.
No.
This episode. Yes.
No.
It was the last week of April we put out our first episode. It was the first week of May that we put out all of our episodes up to that point on iTunes.
Oh, snap. So this is our anniversary show?
Yeah, we had a couple weeks where we put episodes up only on SoundCloud in the beginning.
So this is a terrible anniversary.
It is.
Jeez.
So that's why I'm not going to consider it the anniversary. I consider episode 52 our 1 year mark because we do a weekly show, 52 weeks in a year. You get it.
Yeah. I guess so.
If it wasn't for our 3-week hiatus there, we would probably be coming up on episode 52 right now.
All right. So you're going to do a calendar 52. Can't cheat the system like that. I don't like it. I was going off our iTunes. I thought it was the first week of May.
Nope.
Son of a bitch.
Nope. I want to say technically our first episode was April 23rd.
Well,
I'd have to look at SoundCloud.
Huh. Well, I was thinking of all cool ways to make our 1 year anniversary cool. and this is what you guys get. So.
And it went out like a bad fart. Just where you're like, oh, this is going to be a big one. And it comes out like,
oh, man. Well, I'll be. Huh.
Yeah. So we're not counting this.
Yeah.
This is not the 1 year anniversary.
It's not.
When we say it's the 1 year anniversary,
I got cool things going on.
Yeah?
Yeah.
What are you trying to do?
I can't tell you.
You haven't even told me. Oh, okay. I'm going to get drunk on our 1 year anniversary show.
Ooh, you should.
Sloppy drunk.
Maybe you'll be funny again.
Ah, look at you. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please do so at WNA Podcast. If you'd like to follow me on Twitter, you can do so at that Rob guy. That's Rob with 2 B's. If you want to follow Cliff on Twitter, you can do so at
Cliff does it all because I do's it all.
If you'd like to buy a shirt, we have several shirts available over at
shop.spreadshirt.com/stayred with 2 D's. Or is it stayred.spreadshirt.com? I don't remember.
stayred.spreadshirt.com.
There you go. I think it used to be shop.spreadshirt and then they changed it on me.
You can find our logo shirt on there. Please find us on YouTube, subscribe there. We did get a new subscriber out of our recent rash of new listeners. I got a thing from YouTube. I was like, holy shit, we got a subscriber on YouTube.
You finally got one.
No, we have a few, but that one, it they made a comment too. And I was like, ah, look at that. So,
it's actually either one of those websites.
You know what, Cliff? I'm about sick and tired of you.
Stayred.spreadshirt.com hyperlinks to shop.spreadshirt.com/stayred. Huh. Knew I wasn't tripping.
So yeah, go on there and take a look at all the shirts that Cliff made. Some of them are wrestling related, some of them aren't. We have our logo on there. We had a few other t-shirt ideas that Cliff was gonna, put together, but
life.
I'm still waiting for my 1% shirt.
We got to put the 1% shirt out. That'll be our anniversary shirt.
Only 7 months since I said that joke on the show. Yeah, awesome. Appreciate it.
I got to make all of my new logos. I got to get an I love it shirt.
I love it.
It's going to be awesome.
So yeah, find us on YouTube, subscribe, find us on Facebook. Everything that I post on YouTube, I also put on our Facebook page. So, it's not like we do anything different there. I'm really giving you a lot of reasons to find us.
Yeah. Google. Do it.
But at this point, Cliff, I think it's time to go home.
I'm Clifford L. Johnson.
And I'm Rob English saying to you, when life hands you adversity, always kick out at